The stakes are climbing. Croatia just dropped their 26-man roster for the March exhibition clashes, gearing up for all-out war against Colombia and Brazil as the World Cup countdown officially begins. For Colombian mastermind Nestor Lorenzo, these aren't just tune-up games. They're the ultimate proving ground before the main event kicks off. The Balkan squad is packed with absolute heavyweights. Legendary skipper Luka Modric anchors the lineup, setting the stage for a highly anticipated midfield showdown with James Rodriguez, a player who has never hidden his immense respect for the Croatian maestro. The roster is stacked with lethal talent, featuring Luis Díaz's teammate at Bayern, Stanisic, alongside Atalanta midfield enforcer Mario Pasalic, and the battle-tested Ivan Perisic, who continues to tear it up for PSV. Croatia's man in charge isn't taking these friendlies lightly, calling them the ultimate litmus test ahead of the World Cup. He tipped his hat to Brazil's terrifyingly deep roster, but threw massive respect Colombia's way, reminding everyone how Lorenzo's squad stunned both Brazil and Argentina, tearing through the qualifiers to finish dead even in points with the mighty Selecao. This upcoming clash between the Croatians and the Colombians isn't just a game, it is history in the making, marking the very first time these two nations will ever go to battle on the pitch. Meanwhile, Colombian fans can finally exhale. Daniel Muñoz dodged a massive bullet. Medical reports confirm the knock he took avoided any bone or ligament damage. He is looking at a quick turnaround of 10 to 12 days. Now, the million-dollar question falls on him and Lorenzo. Do they roll the dice and risk his health for these high-stakes exhibitions against Croatia and France? Shifting gears to Tuesday night under the bright lights, Atalanta defends their home turf against European giant Bayern Munich in the opening leg of the Champions League round of 16. Colombian sensation Luis Díaz is locked into start. Opening up to UEFA, he didn't hold back about his explosive form, his roots, and his ultimate vision with the German powerhouse. Let's be real. Lucho is on an absolute tear right now. He sits comfortably as Bayern's most lethal attacking threat, already terrorizing this Champions League campaign with 3 goals, an assist to his name. The dynamic winger admitted he is just having fun out there, purposely playing a chaotic brand of soccer designed to completely shatter opposing backlines, a trait he believes separates good forwards from great ones. For Díaz, it is all about raw instinct, trusting his gut to make lightning-fast, split-second choices when the pressure is boiling over. That killer mindset has translated to a staggering 20 goals across 35 appearances for Bayern, blowing his expected scoring stats completely out of the water. But make no mistake, the pride of La Guajira is nowhere near satisfied with his current trophy cabinet. He is fiercely hungry for more hardware and personal growth, bluntly stating that you cannot survive on past glory. You either evolve or you get left behind. Down in South America, Colombian winger Marino Inestrosa is facing a brutal reality check at Vasco da Gama, with Brazilian critics already sharpening their knives. The 23-year-old phenom landed in Rio this past January in a blockbuster $6 million transfer from Atlético Nacional, pivoting after highly publicized deal with Boca Juniors collapsed. Yet, 3 games deep into the blistering Brazilian league, the stat sheet is painfully empty. 0 goals, 0 dimes, and virtually 0 impact. We are talking a single shot taken, and it did not even test the keeper. The unforgiving Brazilian media is having a field day, slamming the young forward for completely failing to live up to the massive hype surrounding his arrival. Social media is an absolute war zone over the kid. Haters are calling him an overhyped product of the Colombian press, while his defenders argue he just needs a minute to catch up to the relentless speed of the Brazilian game. Despite the outside noise, the Vasco brass is holding the line, banking on Inestrosa to finally unleash the explosive pace and ankle-breaking moves that put him on the map in the first place. Over in Europe, massive shock waves are hitting the managerial carousel. Spanish outlet O Diario reports that Xabi Alonso has locked in a handshake deal to take the reins at Liverpool this coming June. But there is a massive catch. That verbal contract gets completely shredded if current boss Arne Slot somehow pulls off a miracle and hoists the Champions League trophy. If you are glued to this action, smash that like button and hit the bell so you never miss a beat. Shifting focus back to the Americas, James Rodriguez remains the absolute epicenter of Colombian soccer. Every move he makes sends shockwaves through the fan base. And With the 2026 World Cup looming large, the spotlight is blinding. The legendary number 10 inked a deal with Minnesota United this year, but his phantom status on the pitch has supporters sweating bullets and demanding answers. Just hours ago, the Cucuta native popped up on a high-energy live stream alongside massive Colombian creator Pelicanja, his partner in crime over in the Kings League Americas. In between the banter, James dropped a massive bombshell regarding his highly anticipated MLS debut. He confirmed he is stepping away from the upcoming Kings League fixture, citing a strictly business obligation with Minnesota this coming weekend. When pressed on the opponent, he smirked, named the Vancouver Whitecaps, playfully taking a jab that he would be going head-to-head with Thomas Muller Esquad. He made it crystal clear, life in the States is treating him incredibly well, and he is fully embracing this fresh, exciting chapter. As for the delay, it boils down to red tape. Arriving late to the party meant he was sidelined waiting for a work visa to clear, stripping him of crucial training camp reps. The green light is finally on, but the coaching staff is playing the long game, carefully managing his minutes instead of throwing him straight into the fire. Keep in mind, this guy has not seen official high-octane minutes since suiting up for Colombia way back in November 2025. He actually dressed and warmed up for a recent clash, but the boss opted to keep his star weapon under wraps to avoid any unnecessary setbacks. Barring any late drama, circle the calendar for Sunday, March 15th. That is when Minnesota travels to Vancouver, and James is expected to finally unleash his magic on American soil. Meanwhile, a massive storm is brewing in the Spanish capital. Real Madrid's top brass is already plotting seismic shifts for the upcoming campaign. Alvaro Arbeloa is fighting for his life in the managerial hot seat. The results simply have not matched the relentless standards since he inherited the throne following Xabi Alonso's exit. With patience running desperately thin, the board is actively hunting for a heavyweight tactician to spearhead a total rebuild. The loudest whispers in the corridors of the Bernabeu point straight to Mauricio Pochettino. The Argentine mastermind is viewed as a massive asset thanks to his elite track record of wrangling locker rooms overflowing with massive egos. A huge bonus, his rock-solid bond with global icon Kylian Mbappé. The duo already conquered France together, racking up a mountain of silver at Paris Saint-Germain. Right now, Poch is the commander of the United States men's national team, but his deal expires the second the 2026 World Cup concludes, leaving him completely unattached for a fresh blockbuster challenge. Add in his deep knowledge of La Liga and his battle scars from the Premier League, and you are looking at the ultimate frontrunner for the biggest job in soccer. A massive shakeup is looming over Madrid. President Florentino Perez is preparing to tear down and rebuild this summer, and Mauricio Pochettino is suddenly the frontrunner to take command of the legendary club. As for Alvaro Arbeloa, unless he pulls off an absolute miracle in the Champions League, his days on the sideline are officially numbered. Shifting gears to Neymar Jr., he cracked Brazil's preliminary roster and was supposed to audition for Carlo Ancelotti under the stadium lights tomorrow night. The plot twist. Word just broke that dead legs and muscle fatigue will keep him completely sidelined against Marisol. Over in the Premier League, Manchester United is not waiting around. They are already plotting a ruthless summer takeover, locking their crosshairs on one specific prize. That prize is Bradley Barcola. The Red Devils believe he is the ultimate spark plug needed to ignite a stagnant offense. This offensive overhaul runs parallel to a shocking exit. Marcus Rashford is packing his bags for Barcelona in a blockbuster deal worth around £26 million. The front office is riding the hot hand, trusting Michael Carrick to stay in charge after breathing new life into the squad. In Carrick's grand vision, snatching Barcola from Paris Saint-Germain is mission critical. He would be the crown jewel in a lethal attacking rotation already featuring Matthias Cunha, Brian Mbeumo, Benjamin Sesko, and Amad Diallo. Paris holds the young star's rights until 2028, but Luis Enrique has been keeping him chained to the bench. United smells blood in the water and intends to capitalize on his frustration. Even as a rotational piece, the 23-year-old Phenom has been incredibly efficient, racking up 10 goals and 6 assists across 36 appearances. Those stats prove he is tailor-made for the high-octane, blistering pace Carrick wants to unleash. That wraps up the headlines for now. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a second of the most intense sports coverage on the internet. Stay safe, take care, and we will catch you in the next one.